Alright, how's it going, everybody? Today, in front of me, in front of you, what you can see here was a flagship GPU from 2017. This GPU launched March 10th, 2017. A lot to say about this card, so let's get her done. So a couple of things about this graphics card is this is the EVGA one. This is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. So as you can notice, it has 3 fan blades, has dual 8-pin PCIe power. It is a dual slot, so your PC case is a dual slot, so it's so thick it's not too bad. It has DVI, it has HDMI, and it has DisplayPort. It has 3 display ports, 1 HDMI and 1 DVI. So with its 11 gigabytes of GDDR5X memory, this card, a lot of people, VR was coming out, so 2017, VR was coming out a lot more, so a lot of people picked these up for VR. They were not a cheap GPU. They retailed starting price was $699 or $700. $800 roughly Canadian start off price. Overall, this EVGA 1080 Ti has been great. I would like to put a shunt mod on all of it, so shunt mod so it hits the PCIe and the 6-pin, so I can get the full amount of whatever kind of power I want to put through it, and I'll have no problem with it. I will be eventually putting a core mod volt on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this card. This card is a pretty, what you call silicon lottery. It's a pretty decent card. Haven't got too cold, so I haven't put it on any kind of water cooling yet, and it's gotten some good scores just on air. Another thing with this card. So another thing with this card is right here, it has normal and OC that you can see, and that is a switch right here that you can flip over and flip back, and that will give it so you have a dual BIOS, which is nice on one of these cards. This card here came roughly 1480 megahertz base clock speed on the core, boost clock speed of 1580 roughly megahertz on the boost, and I do believe the memory was about 1376 megahertz and 11 gigabits per second effective, which is pretty good for the time. The architecture for this GPU is Pascal. The process size is 16 nanometers. So the GPU name on this graphics card is GP102. So what you would do is, like, when I take this apart, and I will be taking apart all of my graphics cards that I have shown on this channel, I'll be taking them apart and showing the full board coverage, the actual chip itself. I'm pretty sure I haven't lapped any of my GPUs yet, except for the GTX 1070 that I have, but you can still read the etching a little bit. I'll be showing the actual etching that's on the GPU core, which will be GP102 on this one here, for just showing that it's a 1080 Ti. So yeah, this is a pretty powerful card back in the day, and it's still an amazing card to today. I have done some videos about this card with performance with a 3770K, with a 12600K, with some Xeon, some 6-core Xeon, some 4-core Xeons. I'm not sure if I threw it in my dual CPU server yet. If not, if you would like to see that, shoot me a message in the bottom below, and I'll put it in my dual Xeon server, and we can see what kind of performance it does with the dual CPU setup. So this card here, I believe you can pick them up used now for about $300 to $400. That's, in my opinion, that's a little high on some. For these EVGA models, I do kind of get it. They're out of market now for the GPUs. So these GTX 1080 Ti's, if they're not broken at all, they are valuable. The value of them is just going to keep going up for these 1080 Ti's, just because there's such good performance for a lot of games. Yeah, not much to say about this card other than, yeah, it has the 3 blades. It has their best cooler of the time on it. It's great to overclock for if anyone wants to get into, again, overclocking. These 1080 Ti's are great to overclock just on air. There are a lot of little things that you can do to get a little more performance that you might not know. So I will be making videos about that in my series now on this channel. If you would like to comment some things that you would like to see in that series, and it's all about beginner overclocking, so about all your air cards, and we might go a little bit into water cooling graphics cards for getting more performance, but it's more or less going to be a beginner overclocking guide series. About everything, not just graphics cards, CPUs, motherboards, RAM, everything that you can overclock, which is basically your whole PC. We will be doing it. Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all to my new subscribers. I've doubled my subscribers in the past 2 days, which is, in my opinion, pretty crazy. Thank you all. Glad you guys are liking these videos. I will be showing more graphics cards here soon. I am running out of graphics cards, and they're not exactly growing on trees, and they're not free, not even the old ones. Some of the older ones are hundreds of dollars, are worth more than this graphics card now, so it's not exactly something I can do all the time, but I'm glad you guys are liking these videos. If you know anyone else that likes these kind of videos, shoot them my YouTube, and hopefully they like the videos as well. Again, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to get her done.